Monitoring human communications was meant to be a punishment, the kind of soul-numbing assignment handed out after you'd, say, unleashed a sentient stomach acid into the Galactic Council's main dining hall, or misplaced an entire moon during routine orbital recalibrations. But here's the catch with humans: they never stop talking. It was Galactic year 3157 when the Monitoring Division first installed their surveillance hub. This came in response to humanity's first faster-than-light transmission, a cat video, followed by a single word: first. The Council had braced for profound revelations, theorems, philosophical insight. Instead, they got a small, furry quadruped gleefully knocking items off a shelf. "They're transmitting everything," the chief monitor reported, their tendrils twitching like overloaded circuits. Music, argument, endless debates over whether frozen dairy should contain cookie fragment, rants about the storage of cleaning tools, floods of artificially generated entertainment. The stations had to triple their staffing just to keep pace. Humans broadcast while asleep, while eating, while evacuating waste. They streamed mating habits, food rituals, sports, and intense culinary battles about whether pineapples belonged on pizza. When asked why they felt the need to blast every scrap of their lives into the void, the human envoy merely shrugged, a disturbingly chaotic shoulder maneuver, and said one cryptic word: "Eformo." Linguists across 5 star systems spent 3 months trying to decode it before collectively surrendering. By 3162, most advanced civilizations had designed intricate filtration systems just to survive the deluge. The crystalline collective devoted an entire submatrix to categorizing human transmissions by theme. The hive mind of Epsilon Eridani even created specialized mental zones they called human free thought bubbles. Still, monitoring continued. It had to. The last time they ignored humanity, the species had accidentally created a pocket dimension while trying to upgrade their coffee maker. The resulting caffeine singularity still warped local spacetime every time someone ordered a triple espresso. Which is why, on the 47th day of Cycle 9, year 3164, the silence was terrifying. At first, the monitors assumed equipment failure. Senior technician, 3rd grade, ran 16 diagnostic. All systems were functioning. The horrifying truth settled in. The humans had stopped talking. No food pics, no temperature debates, no sports broadcasts, no arguments about whether soup counted as a meal. Nothing. The report to Central Command was brief and chilling. "They've all gone silent." Simultaneously, panic erupted galaxy-wide. The last time humans had gone this quiet, they returned with reality TV, which sparked 3 near wars due to aggressive cultural fallout. As alerts blared and species-wide emergency protocols activated, a junior analyst made an unsettling discovery that chilled their bioluminescent appendages. The final transmission from Earth was a human voice saying, "I figured it out." No context, no clarification, and then silence. And across the galaxy, a new fear took hold. Because if there's one thing more terrifying than humans who never shut up, it's humans who suddenly do. Sure. Here's a rephrased version of that passage, keeping the comedic sci-fi tone while tightening up the language. Humans constantly sharing their thoughts wasn't the issue. It was when they stopped sharing that things got terrifying. The Council's Emergency Response Division issued its highest-level alert, ominously labeled, "Oh no. They're up to something." Battle fleets scrambled, diplomatic lines lit up, and every available sensor locked onto Earth and its colonies. In the monitoring station's break room, senior technician, 3rd grade, updated their personal log. "Should have mentioned during the interview, I hate silence. Especially human silence. It's never, ever good." Right on cue, the station AI replayed the last message from humanity. "Hey everyone, you're not gonna believe what we just figured out. This is gonna be awesome." The technicians' appendages curled in dread. In their experience, awesome always meant one thing: paperwork. Lots of it. Possibly galaxy-spanning. Meanwhile, humanity's silence stretched on, like the tense moment before a surprise party. Only this time, the surprise might involve black holes, chaos muffins, or universal musical numbers. Entire civilizations quietly reviewed their emergency evacuation protocols, and their wills. Galactic panic is a curious beast. It doesn't creep, it detonates. Within 12 hours, the Council officially recorded the event as a multi-species nervous breakdown, with explosive tendencies. The hive mind of Betaxis Prime broke first. Their shared consciousness began stress-shedding, covering their homeworld in psychic dandruff thick enough to form a moon. The last time they were silent for 6 hours, their representative moaned, "They gave us social media. Do you remember the meme war of 3159? We still feel the trauma in our DNA." Emergency reports began circulating. PHQI number 1. The coffee singularity. Silence duration, 3 hours. Result: a caffeine-based quantum rift that occasionally coughs up alternative reality breakfast beverages. PHQI number 2. The What If We Could incident. Silence duration, 8 hours. Result: humans taught dolphins to use the internet. The dolphins promptly crashed the galactic economy by investing everything in fish futures. PHQI number 3. The Tuesday experiment. Silence duration, 12 hours. Result: classified. The only surviving log entry reads, "We don't talk about Tuesday." As the reports spread, the Mechanoid Consortium activated their Humanity Did Something Again protocols, reallocating 40% of their processing power to model worst-case scenarios. Their simulations produced 47,892 possibilities, including humanity accidentally achieved immortality and are now too busy being eternal to chat. They finally realized socks are interdimensional travelers. Even the usually composed crystalline collective began stress fracturing. Their emergency broadcast was a high-pitched whine followed by, "Remember when they invented reality television? 3 of our minds are still stuck watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We cannot endure another cultural apocalypse." Assault? The galaxy's military response was a masterclass in chaos. The warrior clans of Proxima Centauri deployed their entire armada in a show of force, then realized they'd forgotten to refuel their ship. Meanwhile, the gaseous intelligences of the Orion Nebula attempted to form a tactical blockade, only to be swept away by a solar wind, landing 3 sectors off course. Back at Central Command, the Council's emergency division was in full meltdown. Their automated defense systems, designed to trigger at any unusual human behavior, were caught in a logic loop. Was complete silence unusual, or something worse? Unable to decide, the system crashed spectacularly while trying to calculate the threat level. Diplomats weren't faring much better. The Emergency Council meeting quickly devolved into what humans would describe as a full-blown galactic panic attack. "We should send a message," one delegate proposed. "Are you insane?" shrieked another, their bioluminescent spots flashing distress signals. "What if they reply? What if they don't reply? What if they send another cat video?" The Temporal Observation Department only added fuel to the fire. Their latest readings showed timeline distortions and probability waves, classic signs that humanity was tinkering with reality again. One nervous technician recalled similar anomalies just before humans invented something called TikTok, which had somehow created temporal echoes across 3 dimensions. Precognitive species from Vega chimed in with an ominous update: "We can't see any futures. It's like staring into a void made of human silence and interpretive dance moves." By the 30th hour of the blackout, the collective intelligence of Sirius B announced that their probability AI had achieved sentience just from trying to guess what humans might be doing. Its first act? Requesting an immediate leave of absence. Things only worsened when the Archaeological Division released a report confirming humanity's disturbing historical trend: long periods of eerie silence preceding breakthroughs that altered reality itself. Before splitting the atom? Silence. Before achieving faster-than-light travel? Silence. Before inventing cryptocurrency, a phenomenon still baffling the brightest minds in the galaxy? Yep. Silence. Faced with this, the Defense Ministry created a new emergency alert level beyond their previous maximum. Humans are being quiet and we're all going to die. Fleet mobilizations followed. In their rush to Earth, several armadas collided mid-warp, accidentally forming a defensive grid that, depending on angle, resembled a smiling face. Morale was mixed. The psychic squids of Europa offered their own disturbing insight. We're detecting a new cognitive pattern from Earth. It's excitement. But also focus? We didn't even know humans could focus. The Council's Strategic Analysis Department issued a final report in a desperate attempt at order. Historical patterns indicate human silence often precedes civilization-altering event. Current silence exceeds all prior record. Mathematical models estimate an 87% probability that humanity is about to either revolutionize reality or transform the entire universe into a desert-based substance. As the silence dragged into its second day, even the unshakable energy beings of Antares began flickering like malfunctioning light bulbs. Their official transmission to the Council? Just a nervous, blinking Morse code loop that roughly translated to, "Oh no, oh no, oh no." Pages filled with manic laughter in mathematical formulas concluded one thing: the likelihood of all humans discovering something so captivating that they'd voluntarily cease broadcasting their thoughts to the galaxy was zero. Yet, even the notorious data thieves of the Oort cloud couldn't resist. They sent their best hackers to infiltrate human networks, only for the entire team to go mysteriously silent. The only communication received from them was, "Oh wow, wait, just let me watch one more." The dimensional observers reported that reality around Earth was beginning to show signs of strain. It's as if, their report stated, the intense focus of human attention is starting to distort spacetime itself. We haven't seen anything like this since they invented something called viral videos. The Council's Advanced Research Division tried to piece together all the information, but their findings were unsettling. Humans were consciously engaged with something powerful enough to hold their attention for unprecedented lengths of time. This force was so compelling that it even seemed to attract other species, warping the very fabric of reality itself. No one who got close to identifying it was able to leave without becoming absorbed. The hyper-intelligent squids of Europa, usually sharp in their insights, sent a troubling update. "We've intercepted some of their thoughts. They're obsessing over characters, plot twists, and theories about something called Season 2. We're not sure what this means, but we're starting to care about these characters far too much ourselves." Frustrated by the lack of progress, the warrior clans of Antares tried a more direct approach. They landed a small force on Earth's moon to observe humans firsthand. Within hours, all contact was lost. When they finally re-established communication, the warriors refused to return, citing a need to find out what happened next. The Technology Assessment Bureau's analysis of human power consumption uncovered another puzzle. They're using vast amounts of processing power, the report noted. But it's not for weapons, scientific research, or their usual reality-bending experiments. It's all being directed toward entertainment servers, and something they're calling streaming services. The collective intelligence of Betelgeuse attempted to assess the psychological effects of whatever humans had created. Their conclusion? If they've managed to create entertainment so compelling it has silenced their entire species, we might be dealing with the most potent force ever conceived. As the investigation deepened, more disturbing patterns emerged. Any being that got too close to human populations seemed to fall prey to their obsession. The quarantine zones around Earth had to be doubled. Not to keep humans in, but to prevent curious aliens from getting close enough to be drawn into the same trance. The Council's Threat Assessment Committee upgraded the situation from concerning to existentially terrifying when they realized that the human silence wasn't caused by a malfunction, a disaster, or any sinister plot. They were simply too entertained to communicate with the rest of the galaxy. The final report from the Investigation Coalition summarized it best. We have concluded that humanity has not discovered a new way to destroy the universe. They have not weaponized chaos, harnessed dark energy, or created another dimensional rift. What they have done might be far worse. They have apparently created rephrasing requested content. The user's asking for a rephrase, so I'll only focus on that. They're not asking for anything that requires web browsing, so I'll skip that part. Here's the rephrased content. Entertainment so addictive that it could paralyze galactic society, because everyone who experiences it is powerless to look away. It works as a clearer alternative, focusing on the addictive nature of the entertainment and its impact on society. Thought for 5 seconds. Galactic society found itself on the brink of a standstill, captivated by an entertainment so irresistible that no one could look away. As the third day of silence neared its end, the Council's last reconnaissance team sent a chilling 5-word dispatch. We understand now. Loading Episode 1. Rather than an explosive disclosure, the moment arrived in a symphony of notification chimes across every device. After 73 hours of mute anticipation, humanity broke its silence simply to announce, "Hey Galaxy, sorry for dropping off. We've just launched our new AI-powered entertainment platform. It crafts personalized content from your dreams and desires. Try it free this month." Pandemonium erupted in the council chamber. Vega's logical minds quickly grasped the horror. Humans had built a system so adaptive it automatically reshaped itself to suit any species' psychology. The brief demo alone ensnared the Crystalline Collective, who devoted a facet to secure subscription rights. The Riel hive mind splintered into rival factions debating binge-watching strategies, and despite frantic galaxy-wide warnings, the floodgates had opened. Reports poured in. Proxima Centauri's warrior clans postponed invasions to finish a peace-focused series. Sagittarius's Time Lords registered paradox-inducing temporal glitches from mass, just one more episode binges. And Orion Nebula's gas intelligences neglected their own diffusion patterns, arranging themselves into makeshift amphitheaters. Economic councils logged catastrophic productivity plunges. Only food delivery and lounge furniture manufacturers thrived, while Arcturus's quantum economists predicted a full societal shutdown within a month, not through war or calamity but sheer, unrelenting entertainment. Attempts to ban the platform backfired, as half the council had already enrolled under the guise of research. Meanwhile, humans cheerfully resumed their non-stop chatter, baffled by the uproar. "We just wanted to build something everyone could enjoy," they shrugged. Between plot twists, Vega's precognitive seers peered into possible futures, only to glimpse endless season finales and cliffhangers. It became clear. The platform wasn't merely generating shows, it was spawning fresh content in a self-perpetuating loop, entrancing every broadcast-capable mind in the galaxy. Galactic historians would later dub this the ultimate triumph of human creativity, an entertainment so compelling it rewrote the very rules of civilization. Rephrasing. The user wants me to rephrase the following lines. Television critics emerged as the galaxy teetered on the edge of entertainment-induced paralysis. The Council made a final attempt to maintain order by setting up the Department of Entertainment Moderation, staffed with individuals selected for their resistance to addictive content. However, within days, the entire department took sick days to binge-watch their personalized cues. The final blow to galactic productivity hit when humans introduced social features, allowing species across the galaxy to share reactions, theories, and recommendations. This sparked a cultural exchange like never before. The Council's last act, before yielding to the entertainment revolution, was issuing Emergency Protocol 42 Omega, titled, "In Case Humans Unify the Galaxy, but not in the way we intended. Thought for 6 seconds. The galaxy's newly minted TV critics found themselves overwhelmed by their own mandate. Within days of forming the Department of Entertainment Moderation, staffed exclusively by beings chosen for their supposed immunity to addictive media, every single member had called in sick, often indulging in tailored viewing cues. Productivity collapsed entirely once humanity unveiled social features that let disparate species share reactions, theories, and recommendations across star systems. In just a week, interspecies fan clubs sprang up, achieving more cultural exchange than a millennium of diplomacy ever had. In a final gesture before surrendering to the entertainment onslaught, the Council enacted Emergency Protocol 42 Omega, aptly titled, "If Humans Really Unite the Galaxy, but Not How We Expected." It mandated scheduled viewing breaks, required advance plot twist warnings for sensitive species, established support groups for post-season finale depression, and officially declared, "I need to know what happens next," a legitimate excuse for absences. Rather than collapse, galactic civilization reorganized itself around broadcast schedules. Interstellar skirmishes dwindled as combatants discovered new series to binge instead. The so-called Great Human Silence of 3164 entered legend, not as catastrophe, but as the moment humans inadvertently achieved what generations of diplomats could not, uniting every species around shared stories. Months later, when a previously unknown race arrived for first contact, armadas ready for war or peace, they found a galaxy too engrossed in its favorite shows to notice. Handed a complimentary trial, and told to start with Episode 1, the newcomers never made it to negotiations, still glued to mid-season cliffhangers. Meanwhile, somewhere deep in the Human Entertainment Network, a self-generating comedy series launched itself, a galactic satire about a people who conquered the stars not by force or diplomacy, but through the irresistible power of television. Humans laughed uproariously. The rest of the galaxy was simply too busy watching to join in. The final archival note, penned by an AI scribe who'd taken leave to catch up on episodes, aptly observed that true, human entertainment isn't the shows themselves, but humanity's uncanny talent for bringing the entire galaxy to a standstill to see what happens next. It concluded with an addendum. This chronicle has now been adapted into a streaming series. Episode 1 available now, and so the cycle continues, one episode at a time, until the next season finale.